Well, here's the hultafors axe. I've been delayed in showing it off. Jontok on BushcraftUSA. I contacted him through PM and asked him if he would see about getting one of these axes for me, and he's a super nice guy, and he did it. And we came into some real difficulty and expense when we needed to send the money for the axe and get the axe to the United States. So anyway, we got it all worked out and we made a trade, but when I sent my box to him, it wound up in customs for about 2 weeks. So I wasn't looking too good on this deal, and I wasn't going to post anything about it until he got his goods, and he has them now. And I hope he's happy too, because I certainly am. The main thing that I like about it is they're hard to get in the United States, and I consider myself pretty unique, and unique stuff is good for me. It's a hultafors, and I get made fun of how I talk all the time anyway, so I'm not going to try to pronounce any other words. But it's got some cool strikings, made in Sweden. I finished off the pole. The pole wasn't finished. And also, Mr. Tittinger on BushcraftUSA ran a thread about a Husqvarna axe, I believe. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But they didn't like, and I believe they were made by Brooks, as this is, and the grind was really funny. It looked like it sucked, and if you really like a fine grind, then it did suck. But this was the same way when I got it, and it's been 3 or 4 weeks, and I couldn't wait long enough to show it all before I tried to use it some. But I did. It had like a little bevel here and a little bevel here, and then the top of it was another bevel. It seemed like it was three different angles, and both sides were virtually identical. So I filed mine. It took about 45 minutes maybe, but I smoothed it out to try to make it one even bevel. It was also not, the wood's nice. I'm sure I can't, I don't know if it'll focus on the camera, but the grain orientation is just super duper. And the top of it's finished off really nice. But it wasn't quite this pretty. Had the wood chips around it. I sanded it off and carved off the wood chips and prettied it up a little bit, but I really like it. And if it wasn't for Jontok, I wouldn't have it, so that's cool too. And I really, a shout out to him for sure. I'm not going to use it in this video, but I did want to show it. The measurements, it's 26 inches exactly in length. Three and a half inch cutter, and it weighs just a little over 2.5 pounds, so it's real light, but it's real smooth. CISA and I went on a little outing last weekend, and we used it to chop a bunch of stuff up, and it was great. So anyway, I wanted to show it. I know there's a few people waiting to see it, and I really want to thank Jontok. He's a real good guy, and he will renew your faith in humanity. So there you go. Well, the hultafors axe.